What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Wavy Boy, back at it again with another wrestling talk. This time I'm going to be discussing what happened on this past episode on Raw and Smackdown. Let's get into it. Now, for Raw, of course, was the DX reunion. The opening monologue of it was like Triple H telling Shawn Michaels, Road Dogg, and X-Pac what they can say and what they can't say. And then, like, to end it off, they showed like the four rubber chickens, the cock. Four of those, which for anybody that's like an OG DX fan or been watching them, we all know about that whole joke. Anyway, moving on. The next thing was Miz's birthday. Dexter Loomis interrupts his celebration by eating the cake, and then he cuts the red big ball, and then the next thing that they show is like Miz walking up to DX saying like, "Did you see what he did?" And then Road Dogg tells him like, "What you gonna do about it?" And then he basically tells Miz, if you beat him next week, I guess Dexter Loomis is out for good. If you lose, well, you get to keep like your red ball, which I don't understand this whole red ball joke. I don't know why it's still going on, but nonetheless, if this match do happen next week, you think Miz is going to win and Dexter Loomis is out for good, or you think Dexter Loomis is going to somehow beat Miz and stay on and keep messing around with him and his red balls? And then to end it all off, Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title. Seth Rollins just came out from a fight pit match against Matt Riddle at Extreme Rules. He loses. We seen like his old stomach was all bandaged up, fighting against Bobby Lashley. And to end it all off, he actually beats Bobby Lashley, and he's the new U.S. champion. And then we finally get that surprise guest. Brock Lesnar comes back, F5's Bobby Lashley, and that was that. So yeah, Brock Lesnar is he's still back. Wrestling ain't the same without him, so he's back. Who knows? Will they be feuding? Will Brock Lesnar be in a new feud? I mean, he can basically do whatever he wants at this point. So yeah, Brock Lesnar is back. Now, to end it all off of this the main event was DX closing out the show, showing all, talk about all reminiscing the 25 years. I like what Shawn Michaels did, showing Billy Gunn basically the whole scissor, since Billy Gunn is on AEW, he really can't flip-flop. But nonetheless, they still showed him love. The only thing that was missing though was nobody interrupted the reunion. I was expecting like either Seth Rollins to do it. Like, let's say for instance if they had like flip-flopped this and did like their reunion thing towards like the middle instead of like the end, where like they could have had like either Seth Rollins interrupted, or I was thinking Bray Wyatt, but since they said they was going to wait for Bray Wyatt's debut on SmackDown, so yeah, nothing really happened at the end but just them celebrating. I was hoping somebody get beat up. It could have been anybody. It could have been like a nobody for what we know. But yeah, that was Raw. It was a solid show. Real solid. Triple H knew what he was doing. Now with SmackDown, the big news now is Rey Mysterio wants to move is moving to SmackDown so he doesn't have to deal with his son and the Judgment Day. But after all that, he gets the win over who he beat. Ricochet, Sheamus, and Solomon in that Fatal 4 match. So he got the win, and he's staying on SmackDown. Now, where does it go from him and Judgment Day? They might still feud. Like, Dominic might mess around with him here and there, because you already know Rey Mysterio ain't going to fight him. But I always find it funny, since the first time they talked about this whole feud, what was it, after... What pay-per-view was that? I forgot. I'm having a brain fart moment, but there was like a story that they said about Dominic's teacher asking him, like, is everything all right in your household? Like, why are you fighting your dad? Like, I'm seeing all the wrestling. Like, lady, this is wrestling. This ain't like a real thing. Like, you really think Rey Mysterio is home beating his son up for real? Come on, lady. It's all entertaining at the end of the day. But yeah, that's your news right now for both Raw and SmackDown. The other news now, they're talking about Randy Orton's back injury. On when will he come back? That's another top guy that wrestling is missing right now. Between him having his back injury and Cody Rhodes with the pec injury, we still don't even know when he coming back. Who's to say Cody Rhodes might not, might come back like the Royal Rumble? That's supposed to be like this top guy that, been I guess you could say, trash at AEW, say, oh, I want to come back to WWE. You make this big debut. Like, come on, we were supposed to have him and Roman Reigns feuding right now. Or who's to say he could be feuding right now with Bray Wyatt, but that's just me making assumptions. So you guys get down in the comment box below on when you think they'll come back. Oh, the other thing I forgot was speaking of Bray Wyatt, his debut he had on SmackDown, where like he talked about his real self, and then towards the end they showed like all his like demons and all this other type stuff. Also, get down in the comment box. Who do you think is in his little factor group? I'm talking about Bray Wyatt. So far, I don't know if you paid attention to SmackDown. They showed Alexa Bliss getting into a fight, and I don't know if you peeped it, but they showed like a little briefcase on the side of like that upside down butterfly thing. So who knows? Like I've been saying, she's been a part of the factor, so she could be a part of it. Y'all people keep on saying Malachi Black is, so they're thinking he's leaving AEW to come back. Do I see it happening? Nah, because if that was the case, he would have been came back. But who else could it be? Could it be? They're also saying like 2 former divas might be joining the factor, and then an old tag team. A lot of things got to be answered. So hopefully the weeks on when like Crown Jewels come up, we'll finally get some answers. But anyway, I'm blabbing on too much talking. Follow my wrestling page, Wavy Wrestling Compilation, and my regular page, Wavy Boy 15. That's all going to be in the description box below. Like, share, and subscribe to this video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Until the next video, I'm out. Peace.